I introduce you to Mayo McGhee.
Oh, and all of a sudden now, we're the most extreme group that's ever existed on American soil. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it, how you're the most extremist group on American soil. And that's taking into consideration 9/11. Do you remember that? When a few buildings went down, a few planes went down, a few thousand American lives went down, all because of some religious radical extremists who are poorly educated, misinformed, and stoked with hate and bigotry. Huh. Sound familiar there? Okie doke.
Well, let me tell you just who the hell we are, JB.
You know you're talking to Joe Biden, but you're too chicken shit to say Joe Biden because I don't know why. It's not like you're not already on a watch list. You're already on a watch list. So just say his name. Or are you that triggered? Does he live in your head like that? He lives in your head so much that you can't say his name. Is that right? That's what I thought.
We're the moms and the dads.
The moms and the dads. Let's really break that down. The abusive moms and the abusive dads. The moms and dads who pass down generational trauma to their children. The moms and dads who don't encourage their children to read and do better and be the better generation. The moms and dads who encourage their children to be just as dumb and just as low class as mama and daddy and grandma and grandpa. And that's exactly who you are. The indoctrinating moms and the dads that subject their children to indoctrination of fairy tales and nationalist ideals. You're the kind of parents that raise the Dylan Roofs, the Kyle Rittenhouses, the Ethan Crumbleys, the Peyton Gendrons of the world. You're the parents, all right. We know who you are, each and every one. You're the moms and dads that heard Donald Trump say that he wanted to have sex with his own child, and then you voted for him because he says what you think. You're the moms and the dads, all right.
The sons and the daughters.
The sons and the daughters who never learned any better than mama and daddy. The sons and the daughters who are a disappointment in every way. Look at you. Look, this is from a heroic, slightly overweight white guy with a beard telling you, I look just like you, man. Maybe a little less passion for barbecue, but we are very similar in background. The difference is I crawled out of the horrible oppression, the racism, and the bigotry that my father raised me with, of the racist communities I surrounded myself with by no choice of my own, with those toxic ideals I dug out of them because I worked hard to dig out of them. You're not the sons and the daughters, you're disgrace and disappointment.
The essential workers out here that are holding this bitch together.
Fine, you're clocking in and you're clocking out. You may be doing a job, and maybe some of it you may be doing a service to your community, but you're not doing a service to your community in ignorance, in hatred and bigotry and this attitude. You want to man up and be a big boy instead of a proud boy? Then you read, educate yourself.
So while you fly high on your little evil tyrannical hill.
Evil tyrannical hill? You're not smart enough to argue evil tyrannical hill versus the previous administration. And I'm not a Joe Biden fan. You're just not smart enough or intellectually equipped to debate it.
You just remember who you're talking to.
I look exactly in the eye of who I'm talking to. You're every dumb yuck I went to high school with, that never moved out of his small hometown, that never got away from mom and daddy, and never learned nothing past high school. And guess what? He never learned nothing like that in high school neither, because he played linebacker, or looks like offensive line in high school, and because he protected the quarterback, he didn't have to study in school.
We are the righteous.
Are you? The self-righteous, the arrogant, the narcissistic, sociopathic, delusional, fairy tale believing, hateful, oppressive, racist bigots.
We are the just.
Just? Just? Can you breathe?
And now you've called us out.
Called you out how? Hang on, let's look. Did Joe Biden say anything about white supremacy lately? Has he condemned white supremacists openly lately? Well, not really. Not to my satisfaction, proud boy.
And remember, don't write a check that you can't cash.
The checks I write are calling out my culture for the hatred and bigotry that it is. And you're making my point. You prove my point with your tone and with your threats.
Son, we're the debt that can't be paid.
I don't need your arrogant bloviations of which NASCAR driver's better or which college football team you weren't smart enough to get into is better.
Can't be bought.
You can't be bought. That's for Damn sure, but you have been bought. You've been bought and sold at auction, just like the people that you hate and loathe so much. You are livestock to the people that you praise and worship in the political spectrum.
Bullied, sold, or reasoned with.
And you can't be bullied because you are the bullies. You're always the bullies. You've always been the bullies. You're exactly the bullies, like I said, that I went to high school with, who still don't read.
Bullied, sold, or reasoned with.
And that's why you can't be reasoned with. You can reason with smart people. Intelligent people you can reason with. Intelligent, reasonable, intellectual people can be reasoned with. Swine cannot be reasoned with. Swine just wallows in the shit that it was born in.
Your calling is now, family.
Yeah, your calling is now, family, since you're all related and married to each other.
Will you stand and rise with me?
Stand and rise. That would be exercise.
So white, there's a picture of a mountain with trees on it in the background while he's talking. It's truly heroic, slightly overweight white man.
Heroic, slightly overweight white guy with a beard.
The time for talk is over.
That's a threat, son.
The time for action is now. Hit me up. Let's do something.
That's a threat, son. That's calling for action, son.
Faketriots, no patriot. Faketriots, a patriot.
We've already been through that.
Together we rise.
I know you're real proud of yourself, and I know you think you gave them hell, man, but all you did was give them Hellmans, you mayonnaise militia motherfucker. If you think you're really up for a full-scale battle the way you want it to be, why don't you man up and really go suit up in your G.I. Joe cosplay like you're so proud of and ship yourself over to Ukraine and see how it's like fighting for your own country and fighting for your own life for real. Like clearly you've never had to do it. Clearly you've never spent a day doing it. So why don't you see how brave a big boy are you and go over to Ukraine and fight? For the rest of us, for the reasonable, intelligent people, this is my message. This man and everything he said represents the Republican Party of 2022. If you support what he said and you vote for Republicans, any Republican candidate, you are exactly what I say. And if you don't agree with what he said, you absolutely cannot vote for any Republican candidate on any ballot, not even school board, city council, not even dog catcher.
Knowledge is power.
Because each and every single Republican candidate stands with each and every single person like that guy. This is the other reason I'm not really worried about you at all, or your people, at least not on TikTok. Now, I am worried that you're going to do something extreme or violent. That is your nature, as is your words. But this is why I'm not worried about you on TikTok.
Also, now for hateful ideologies within the guidelines, they say that anything anti-LGBTQIA, anti-Semitism, misogyny, or white supremacy will be removed.
Na 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 na, na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye.